Hello everyone, this is Darryl20 and welcome to episode 55 of Darryl20's ATM9 Skies Let's Play series, where I'm getting ready to do stuff. All kinds of fun stuff, I'm thinking. So it should be as easy as that. Took up some pattern providers for the two autocrafter dudes. At least for now. So my plan is thus. Last episode we started getting into alchemistry some more, and I'd like to be able to autocraft some things. So I'd like to autocraft on demand any alchemistry components that I need. So in order to really get into the mod, right, there's two machines that we want to get. They're multi-blocks. One is the fission reactor, basically takes an element and breaks it down into its two, breaks it in half, basically. And then there is the fusion, which combines two things, right? So I'm going to start with fission, because generally that's a little bit easier than fusion. And to get this going, we're going to need reactor glass. So I'm going to teach you how to make reactor glass from alchemistry. And that is going to need lead oxide and silicon dioxide, okay? So we're going to do that. And then lead oxide is going to be a combiner recipe of oxygen and lead, okay? And silicon dioxide is going to be a recipe of 2 oxygen and silicon. Okay. Now, silicon, I should probably teach you how to make these things, right? And I should put them in here, I'm thinking. So what I would do... Oh boy, you weren't supposed to do that. Bad instant break pickaxe. Very naughty. How did you work? I don't even know anymore. It's so frustrating when that happens. You have no idea. Alright, so on the up, you are extracting on orange. And inserting energy and that. And then this dude was extracting and inserting on orange. And that should be cool. And to be sure, what I'm going to do is... Can lapis just do thing? Nope. But then you got sodium, which is 11, by the way, and that's looking pretty cool. And then that'll help with energy. Okay. And then that also got me aluminum, by the way, which is neat. And calcium. Cool. So, see what I was talking about? All kinds of neat things we can do with stuff. So calcium is going to be 20-ish, so that will be over here. So assuming that's beryllium, that's magnesium, calcium would be here. And then aluminum is 13. So that's going to be right next to silicon. Okay. And by the way, I think everybody has figured this out by now, but you don't have to do this cool thing, right? So calcium was 20. Sodium's going to be 11. That looks cool. You don't have to do the periodic table. I just think it looks cool to like set up a drawer system that does that, right? Like, my opinion. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's cool, right? So we just kind of let that do its thing. So you're gonna be, so reactor glass is in the combiner. You're also in the combiner, and you're also in the combiner. Now, if you want, you could look to see if there's a dissolver recipe that, like, primarily makes silicon dioxide. So, like, any glass will make 4 silicon dioxide. So you could also go that route. I personally like the idea of making just, like, the raw atoms, right? Like, the raw elements, and then combining them into stuff. So, you know, whatever. So the combiner is where we want to go. So boom. And then I'm going to blocking mode. Do not push if it contains, right? So now if I say I want reactor glass times 10, you have the lead, oxygen, and silicon you need. And then you should be able to make lead oxide, right? So now the trick will be, can I input-output configuration? How about on the back? What direction is that? That is facing east. So could I input-output this such that east is a push? Or would that be counted as west? I might need to... I might need to logistics it. Let's logistics it. What in the world just happened there? Did it just transfer things or what? Oh, it inserted into the top. Oh, yes, that's not going to work too well, is it? No, 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 no. Let's cancel that craft. Right? So you're out, you're out. Okay. Let's see. Let's try that a different way. Probably laser IO then, because we don't want it auto pushing. So how about down can be an insert, down can be an extract. That should be cool. Okay, and now reactor glass times 10. Right? So he'll make all the lead oxide he needs, and then he's going to make silicon dioxide, presumably. Yep. Cool. And then once that's all done, he should be making his reactor glass. Cool. That works. Okay. Now we'll decide shortly if we want to have like an area where like the time torches are a little bit faster, because it's a little bit on the slow side, just a smidge. You know Dyer, he's impatient for things. So yeah, we'll see about that. Now let's also get a new platform to build off of here. Do I want it to be like over here, or is that going to be like in the way-ish with the things and the stuff? I feel like we build it there. And that'll be cool. And this is where I'll build my fission reactor, right? Which is kind of what I'm after. So if we look here, I've got my lead oxide. Could I have some silicon dioxide real quick, please? Just one. For the sake of quest completing, right? And then you're going to want reactor glass and reactor casing. So that's you. And that's you. And that's quest completed. Cool. Now we have to get to yttrium so we can make fission. So use the guidebook to help you build this. Press on the I. Glass isn't required, but it's highly recommended. The fusion reactor is a multi-block structure used to divide an element into two new elements from the atomic numbers on the periodic table. For example, you put in bismuth, you'll get 42 and 41, right? So it just divides it in half, and you get it, whatever it is. Requires Fe to run. So we're going to need these items, right? So a reactor output and a reactor input and a reactor energy and a fission chamber controller. Did I already have you on the thing? I do. I can drag you down there. And then 3 fission cores, which is where the yttrium is going to come in at, right? So I think the trick first is make the fusion reactor first, dissolve deep slate. Am I supposed to do that first? Dissolve stone. So yttrium. So I guess fusion does go first. Maybe I should do fusion first. And it does say make the fusion reactor first. So maybe we should do. So it's the same things, right? Fusion chamber controller and fusion core, right? And that's going to need tungsten ingots, which if we look here, tungsten dissolves stone. If I remember correctly, it's like a super low % chance when we dissolve stone to get tungsten. Yeah, like 1.61. So let's see if there's anything that's higher. Tungsten plates, 1.61 from stone. Tungsten, 1.61. Netherite dust has a really high chance at tungsten, carbon, and gold. I think we do that. I think that, and you get like 64 of them, so that's kind of cool. So all we need to do is get some netherite. And that'll get us all the tungsten in the world, right? I'm gonna get that going. So let's crusher you, I assume. That'll get me the netherite. Yes, dust that I wish for. Right? And then I'll throw one of these in here. So it's gold and tungsten, 74 and 79. So 74 and 79. So if that's 5 aluminum, 31, 49, 81, 80, 79, right? And it's 1, 2. Why don't you look lined up right? Yeah, no, it is right. 2 spaces from, yeah, nope, that's cool. AU. I was looking at AG. Okay, so that's cool. And then tungsten is 74, right? So that'll be platinum, iridium, osmium, whatever Re is, right? Platinum, iridium, osmium, whatever Re is, and then W for tungsten. Tungsten goes there. Is that cool? And then I can throw the remainder in there, and everything should go where it belongs. Cool. And then that'll get me tungsten. Okay. And I got aluminum as a reward. Yay. Now, if I want tungsten dust, it'll be a compactor recipe. Okay. So tungsten dust is a compactor recipe like that. Cool. Oh, and I should probably blocking mode you as well. And I should probably also... now, I'm going to have 2 here, and you're asking me why, and the answer is in case I ever want to turn on the lock crafter dude. And this way they don't, like, ever get in any way confused, right? So there you go. 10 tungsten dust. And then it's a simple matter of smelting it. Cool. So back in a sec when we're ready for the next step here. So that should be easy peasy. Quest complete. I'm going to craft all these bits off camera. If anything interesting needs to be shown, I'll show you. Okay. So I think I've got everything I need for a fusion reactor, which is exciting. Cool beans. Looks like I got some chemicals along with that. You can go away now. You're done. Helium. All right. Sweet. Helium. That goes there. Nice. All right. So I'm thinking like fusion reactor on one side, fission reactor on the other. Does that sound cool? Sounds cool to me. So from alchemistry, I'm going to want the alchemistry lab book. Okay. And then we can look at fusion multi-block, I assume, is where we go to. So I'm thinking I want this guy like here-ish. How's that sound? Is that cool? Sounds cool to me. All right, so for you, we're going to want a few things. So I'm going to want, I assume, looks like you don't like some of these guys. Do they have to be? Can be placed anywhere that requires a reactor casing, but not anywhere there is reactor glass. Okay. So I think you're okay on that front. But you do seem to like not love some aspect of what I'm doing. I'm guessing it's something like this, right? Something feels off, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Cool, and then reactor glass. And I'm guessing in here is just 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you just want, this guy should be your reactor controller. And I'm guessing you want this to be your input, output, and energy, right? So let's do input on the left, energy in the middle, and output on the right. Is that cool? You don't seem thrilled with that, but I think you're good. I feel like the book had a more specific idea of where things should go, but I think if I turn you off, you seem happy enough. So you're gonna need power. Hooray, power. Ah. And then you're going to want input and output. So do I not have the ability to enable auto balance, pause, lock recipe? I don't know what that does. That button is... Cool. I guess we just try it, right? So if I got 2 hydrogens, and I did that, is that cool? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna say that it works, right? So then, are we gonna want to auto balance? I'm gonna say yes. And what that would do is if I inserted 2 hydrogens, it would do that, which I think is cool, right? Because what I'm going to want to do is have a pattern doohickey here. And let's have a laser node here and here, right? So on the up, you can extract, you know, I feel like I should have more overclockers than this. What are you doing here? Yeah, you should be on up. Should be extract. Every tick, right? And then you can insert over there. And then also here on the up, you can insert energy. And on the down, you can extract energy from this dude, right? And then, so like, let's say we want yttrium, right? So that's 39. So we can fusion that with helium and rubidium, boron and selenium. So let's see if there's 2 things that we have a lot of, right? Sodium and nickel. So we have a lot of sodium. So if we got nickel... Okay, and nickel is 28. So let's get that in the appropriate spot. 28. So if we're looking at 79, 78, no, 79. 79 is here. 28 is 1, 2, and here, right? Did I do that right? Copper, AG, AU. Silver is AG, right? AU. That looks cool. Right. Okay, cool. So you make me a bunch of nickel, please. And then if I came over here and said, I want yttrium, and we did fusion, Sodium and nickel. Is that cool? And I'm assuming we have a bunch of sodium, right? We have a little bit. Where do I get more sodium from? Sodium plates. I'm assuming salt is sodium? Sodium dust. Lapis will get me more sodium. Who's playing music? No. No music. Music bad. So I did have a gold backpack, but also no thank you. Alright, where was I? Sodium, right? Look at you with all the... Got a thing going on. Sodium? Yeah, that's what we were looking for. Wouldn't you expect sodium and salt? The lapis has a 100% chance to get me some more sodium. So if I threw a stack of lapis in there, you would eventually process that down to sodium, right? Okay. So let's get yttrium. Yes? So did I make the... I did. So if I put this in here, and I said, you know what else I'm going to like to have? That. And then... that. Cool. And then if I wanted 10 of those, I got to imagine you're working. Look at it go. Ha ha ha. Cool. It works, it works, it works. It works, it works, it works. Sweet. And then if we wanted to, I'm assuming we could do that. And that's a little bit quicker. Like that. I like that. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Now with that cooking, we should be able to make yttrium dust and all the other stuff, right? So yttrium dust and then yttrium ingots. And that's how I'll get fission, right? So I'm going to want 18 of these, right? To get enough fission cores, because I need 3 of these and it's 6 per, so 18. So that shouldn't be too bad, right? It'll probably be a hot minute, but we'll be back. How about you're maxing out? So how about down your extract is... I look forward to the next version of Laser IO when I was smart enough to say, you know what? We don't need overclockers on these dudes. Yeah, and the next version of Laser IO, you don't need overclockers. Are you keeping up now? You are. Nice. All right, back in a few. All right, now for quest completion purposes, I'm going to have to create just a few more of these, but that shouldn't be too big a deal. Yttrium dust. There you go. Hooray! All right, so let me get all my numbers again. Okay, so that's enough yttrium for now. We got potassium, which is 19. Did I have that one yet? Potassium, which is 19, goes under sodium and next to... Hooray, we got a new element. It's always exciting when you get a new one. It's like, ooh, something new. So let me get what I need for the quests. So for this, we're going to need 59 reactor casings, and 1 of each. So let's get 60-ish. And then reactor... We're going to want an energy and an input and an output. right? And then that's cool. And then we need 35 reactor glass and the fission controller and 3 fission cores. 1, 2, 3. Fission chamber dude. Right? And then 30 more reactor glass. And while that's cooking, I can get the book out and get ready to go. So fission multi-block is pretty identical, if I remember correctly. Just make sure that we align it. That's centered, right? Fission bigger? I think that's... That kind of works. And hey, look, we get to 2 for 1 our time torches, which I think is pretty cool. Right? I'm cool with that. Okay. So with that said, we're gonna do cool. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with input, output, and energy. We'll have energy here. So this was an input, so this should be input, and that makes this one an output by default. And I think I reversed what the thing wanted me to do, but I kind of don't care. Okay. And then my thought was by the time I was done building this, our reactor glass would be ready. I guess we'll find out if that guess is correct. It is! Hooray! It's good? I think it's good. Cool. All right, and then you guys can do this, right? So then we just come up here, and we'll have another pattern provider. Okay. Does that mean you guys are all happy and good? My reward was carbon, which I'm pretty sure I already know how to make. You're going to go on the reactor input here. Now, I'm guessing blocking mode should be in play here, right? So I think that would be smart. Now, this only has 1 input and 2 outputs, okay? So keep that in mind. And then we'll kind of mirror this setup. And then we'll have a cable here, okay? And then what I'll do is on the up will be an energy insert. And then on the up, for now, I think I can just extract a stack of tick, right? And then I could probably just do that, and that would be cool. I think that's fine, right? Just extract and put it directly into this guy. It doesn't matter how it gets back into the system unless you're using this thing, which at this point I'm not, so I think I'm cool to do that. And then technically there's no reason I can't do this, and that should be cool. And now it should be ticking that much faster, right? So let's go get a quick fission recipe. So if I wanted lithium, right, which is what I've been kind of working towards here, fission can get that from boron or nitrogen or carbon. I have a ton of carbon, don't I? Yes, I do, right? So I can come over here and I can say, hey, turn my carbon into lithium. And what it should do is insert 50 carbon in there and do thing. Is that cool? And then we're getting lithium. Okay, now we're on to something. And then lithium can be combinered or compactored into lithium dust. Right? And then, if we circle back to this thing, we can update its recipe to use this lithium dust, which we know how to craft now. Is that cool? I'm going to say yes. And then if we look at ultimate induction providers times 2, we just need more carbon. But we can tell you how to make carbon. Okay. Wow, we need a lot of carbon. Coal, right? Carbon dust. I'm assuming just like straight up coal or wood or something like that should have carbon in it. Graphite. Bitumen. Do we not have like the coal turns into carbon thing? I would have thought that would have been an easy win. What happens if you dissolve our coal? You get 2 graphite. Okay. And then that breaks down into 4 carbon. So would it be coal equals 8 carbon? Right? Because we get 2 graphite. So coal... So if we do this, it should work, right? Because what'll happen, and we're going to want a pattern provider here. Yes. But we're going to want it to return back to... the AE system. Yes, we do. Otherwise, it won't know that it completed its task, right? So what we're going to have to do on the up here... So you're extracting on orange, and you've got a priority over here of 50. So let's do a similar priority here on the up. With a priority of 100, right? 51 would be fine, but we're going to filter carbon, right? So whenever you're going to extract carbon, instead of going into the drawer system directly, you're going to put it in here, which would then cause it, right, to go... Yeah, I think that works. Cool. I don't know if you need blocking mode. I guess we'll find out. Right? So now if I wanted carbon times... We're going to need some cables. Carbon times 20 is going to need 3 coal. And what should happen is he'll break down, turn into graphite, and then the graphite should be going in here, quest completed. And that's cool, right? Right? Right. Right. So now if I say I want these 2 ultimate induction providers, they can make all the lithium I need to make, and some of the carbon will come from coal. Cool? That'll probably take a really long time. But, like, it was more fun to do it that way, I think, than the other way. Now, just for giggles, I'm going to turn off this blocking mode, because I don't think I actually care about blocking mode. And this will allow this to run a little bit faster, because it won't... I don't think we need blocking mode, because there's only 1 input, right? And same with this guy. That's why I didn't do blocking mode there. So I think we're cool. All right, we let that run for a little bit, and we'll be good. And then we can use our chemistry to make other stuff going forward, too, if we need to. For now, it's wrapping up point, though. So Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.